Murtirmukshiyamamrutat. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Trambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanan mrutyurmukshiyamamrutat. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Trambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanan mrutyurmukshiyamamrutat. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Trambakam yajamahe.
Sahanavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviyam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotigamaya mrutyo ma amrutangamaya. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Good evening. Today I am not taking up any quote from this book. All are philosophical quotes. Heavy ho raha hai na? So Swamiji was a philosopher, so only philosophy came out of him. He was only trying to solve the ultimate problem of life. He was not thinking of in relative terms, how to provide for ourselves, how to make a living. These are all small goals for Vivekananda. Why should we suffer at all? We should have only eternal enjoyment, eternal peace and eternal happiness. How that can be had? For that you need to come out of this cycle of life and death itself. So what you need to do for that? To come out of the cycle itself. So every teaching and every saying only oriented in that direction, but we are not able to receive it. So Swamiji said that this world is Maya, so beyond lies the truth. So seek the truth, that is the only purpose, only objective. His Guru said the same thing, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, the disciple also said the same thing. That's why we find it heavy, because we want to be in the world and we want to make the best of the world. Okay? We want to have the maximum happiness that this world has to offer. For all our philosophers, this world is Maya. It gives you as much happiness, as much misery as it gives happiness. You can't have only happiness here to the exclusion of misery. This way they ask us to transcend. But we think actually tomorrow will be a better day. Tomorrow, if I have that, I will have maximum happiness, maximum pleasure. Of course, we'll never have it because it's not there in the first place. So today my topic is go back to village. నేను 2 రోజులు అటు బయటికి వెళ్ళాను, కొన్ని విలేజెస్ సందర్శించాను. So it has been my observation that practically villages have become empty. There are no youth, there are no young people there. You just see after independence the kind of education that we have given here. Rural child gets the same education, urban child gets the same education. Okay? No distinction is made there. Same education is thrust upon everybody across the board. So once you become educated, you can't live in village because this is what I have learned. For this actually there is no employment possible here. You are forced and compelled to migrate to some urban space, some town and city or America. As I have said before, we actually have tried to push a huge mass of population from agriculture to service sector and manufacturing in a short span of time. It should happen gradually, but in too short a span of time because you are imitating the West. For the last 70 years, what you have been doing is you have become kind of copycats. The Western developmental model, we are trying to implement it here. But that actually has not really worked well, whereas now urban places have become so crowded, so congested, traffic jams, dust, pollution, drainage, all the problems. Too many people living in too small a space, in a too compact area. Rural areas have become completely empty. You ask a farmer to keep cattle, you ask a farmer to go for organic farming, he says, where are the people to work? I'm not getting one farm hand, the farmer is saying. In India, with 1.4 billion population, farmers are saying that I can't do agriculture because I'm not getting farm hands. You see something we need to think, right? ఇప్పుడు ఏదో వెస్టర్న్ నేషన్లో పాపులేషన్ తక్కువ ఉన్న దేశంలో అక్కడ దొరకట్లేదంటే ఫార్మ్స్ పని చేయడానికి హ్యూమన్ లేబర్ దొరకట్లేదంటే మీనింగ్ ఉంటుంది. కానీ ఇండియా విత్ 1.4 బిలియన్ పాపులేషన్ అండ్ నౌ యూ జస్ట్ సీ అవర్ అర్బనైజేషన్. వాట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ అర్బనైజేషన్ వీ హ్యావ్ బ్రాట్ ఇన్ టు. ఇన్ మై ఒపీనియన్ వీ కుడ్ హ్యావ్ గివెన్ అ డిఫరెంట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ టు రూరల్ చిల్డ్రన్, హౌ టు మేక్ యూజ్ ఆఫ్ ద రిసోర్సెస్ దట్ ఆర్ అవైలబుల్ locally and generate wealth. Today, for the kind of knowledge, technical know-how that is available, you can do agriculture in a corporate scale, in corporate level. It should be agri-business, not agriculture anymore. Agri-business. If educated people will go, then you can give them ideas and they will put those, translate those ideas, they will put those ideas into field and then something miraculous can happen. But the kind of farmers that we have now in rural area, they are all in 50s and 60s, old generation farmers, they are not actually willing to change. They just want to go the beaten track. So you ask them actually go for organic farming, you ask them actually to implement this culture and agribusiness. Culture and agriculture, they hold the future. Culture and agriculture. I've been talking so much about culture because in this only philosophy and culture, Swamiji Chepparu. Only these two things. You know there's a huge shortage of milk in this country with 1.4 billion population. Cattle we need on farms. Without cattle, agriculture cannot be sustained. I mean, it won't be a sustainable agriculture. We have forgotten that we have been tilling our soil for the last 10,000 years. India actually is a very old civilization that we have forgotten. We are trying to come. We are actually 10,000-year-old civilization. So they can afford to go for that luxury. The way they are doing this tilling and deep tilling and also desertification is happening at very fast pace. So in India, Indian agriculture model has been a sustainable model where actually the manure, organic manure you put into the soil, soil gets rejuvenated, you will take crop after crop, crop after crop. We have been taking it for the last 10,000 years without harming the soil. Okay, the soil has not deteriorated, but in the last 40 years, because of green revolution, because of use of excess chemical fertilizers, soil has depleted significantly. And because you need to maintain the soil health because that holds the future, that holds the key to the future, because soil is not actually a resource that you use it and you make it waste, you make it a barren thing. So it's a legacy that we have inherited from our forefathers and we need to transfer that legacy to the next generation also. They will have to grow crops, they will have to till the same soil, they will have to eat food, right? So if you make it barren and you useless resource, if you transfer it to them, actually they will curse us. That's going to happen because there are no animal cattle, there's no organic farming happening. It is happening at a small scale. For all the problems, the only solution is educated people, young people, youth have to go back to villages and live. And I know that actually you find the life very boring. There are no shopping malls, there are no cinema halls, all this. In the beginning you will find life very boring. But once you learn to love nature, You just see setting sun actually. This is not a small scene, right? If you have a little poetic bent of mind, if you have a little philosophical bent of mind, there cannot be any greater scene than that. But we are not observing anything of nature, God's creation, with focus and attention. We are so preoccupied with our own creation, our own inventions. Good cell phone under. Ikkada చూస్తున్నాం, even actually a chirping of a bird, if you pay attention and listen, there is so much of music in that. భగవంతుడు సృష్టించిన ప్రతి దాంట్లో చాలా బ్యూటీ ఉంది. ఆ బ్యూటీని మనం ఇప్పుడు రికగ్నైజ్ చేయట్లేదు, ఎందుకంటే వీఆర్ సో ప్రీఆక్యుపైడ్ విత్ అవర్ ఓన్ ఇన్వెన్షన్స్, అవర్ ఓన్ క్రియేషన్. కంప్లీట్లీ మైండ్ ఎక్కడో ఉంది. అదర్వైజ్ ద అల్టిమేట్ పోయట్, ద లార్డ్ యాక్చువల్లీ హ్యాస్ డన్ సచ్ అ బ్యూటిఫుల్ పోయం దిస్ యూనివర్స్. ఇఫ్ యూ జస్ట్ పే అటెన్షన్, ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఇన్ దిస్ యూనివర్స్ విల్ గివ్ యూ సో మచ్ ఆఫ్ జాయ్. ఐఎమ్ సేయింగ్, కొంచెం నేచర్ లవ్ కనుక ఉంటే, కొంచెం యానిమల్స్ మీద లవ్ ఉంటే, కెటిల్ మీద, so rural life is not inferior to urban life. Today we have come to the conclusion, settled conclusion, we have actually conditioning of mind that urban life is superior. Educated people should not stay in villages. So the kind of education that we get actually forces us to migrate to urban spaces, and so urban spaces are getting increasingly crowded, but it is not sustainable. The bubble will back on our own consciously. Oh, thank you. This much for today. Thank you.